Hi! So we've got the car camping setup all set up, we've got our bed, the car's all packed, there's a really comfy looking dog in here. So we're all ready to head up to the Yorkshire coast to see if we can find some puffins. Really excited about this trip, we've got incredible weather, see up there. So we're doing the 2.5-hour drive from Derbyshire up to Flamborough on the Yorkshire coast. We're staying at a place called Wald's Farm campsite, which is great because it's right on the coast and you can actually walk straight through their sheep fields and onto Bempton Cliffs. Now Bempton Cliffs, if you haven't heard of it, is an RSPB nature reserve on the Yorkshire coast. And it's beautiful here. The rolling British farmland turns into chalk cliffs right on the North Sea coast. And in the spring and summer, these cliffs are transformed into like a seabird city. Obviously the cliffs provide some protection from natural predation, and the way the chalk has been weathered means there's loads of ledges and so loads of places to nest. If you add on to that how productive the North Sea fishing grounds are, it makes it a really great place for seabirds to come and rear their young. And this means that if you come between the months of maybe April and July, you can see around 500,000 seabirds here. Now there is this beautiful path that kind of comes out of the nature reserve and follows along the top of the cliffs. It would be stunning at any time of year. Apparently it's a really great place to spot dolphins, but now with the sound of the seabird colony below you, it is incredible. This is actually a multi-species seabird colony, so there is a huge number of the really beautiful gannets that just look to me like they should be on the cover of Vogue. They're so elegant. In this shot you can also see a pair of the black guillemots. They hop around the ledges and they're so adorable to watch. There's also kittiwakes. Now I don't think they look that interesting, they just look to me like a traditional seagull. They're grey with a white head, but they have a really distinctive call. It sounds like kittiwake, kittiwake, so you'll know you've heard them when you do. Now of course, the bird we're all trying to see are the puffins. There's not too many of these charismatic birds because their numbers have been dwindling due to overfishing of sand eels, which is their favourite prey. Also, they spend a lot of time in burrows, they nest in old rabbit burrows, and they spend a lot of time out fishing, so it is quite hard to spot them on the cliffs. See them when they're coming and going from their fishing trips. But we were there in the afternoon and we still got to watch some of these incredible little characters. We watched this one bringing in nesting materials, and then a lovely fellow just stuck his head around the corner to say hi just a few feet away. It was an absolute privilege to spend time with these beautiful birds. So we stayed at the campsite overnight, obviously, and had this most beautiful view in the morning, and then obviously treated ourselves to bacon sandwiches, because it would be rude not to. And after that, we headed out of the campsite again, but we turned in the opposite direction from Bempton Cliffs. And if you walk there for a little while, you hit Flamborough Head, and right there is a place called the Drinking Dinosaur. And I think if you look at it from this angle, you can see definitely why it's called the Drinking Dinosaur. Now I'm no geologist, but I've read that the rock that the Drinking Dinosaur is made out of is actually from the Cretaceous period, so it may have been the rock that actual dinosaurs walked on. So that is kind of cool to think of. But the thing I like the most about this, other than it looking pretty whimsical and cute, is that right at the base of the Drinking Dinosaur is where a lot of the seals pull out. So you can stand on the top of the cliffs and you can watch seals sunbathing in the sun. A lovely thing to do on a Sunday afternoon. So unfortunately I have work again tomorrow, which means I have to drive home now, but I hope you have enjoyed this trip with us to the Yorkshire coast to see the wildlife. If you have, please like and subscribe, leave me a comment, and I will see you next week. Next week I'm going to be trying my hand to make my own fizzy bottle drink out of natural flowers that I bet you've walked past before. I hope to see you then. Bye!